All right, the last example I wanted to show you guys was just what would be happening if they're giving you a verbal description with the equation and how you would answer some of those questions. Okay, so it says a state park rents canoes. The cost to rent a canoe is $40 per hour. So per hour, that's your unit rate word. Each, every, per, a, and. So if I say per hour, that means the hour is my coefficient, my input. So per hour, and the 40 is going to be my coefficient. So $40 per hour is 40 times the hours, plus $20 security deposit. So you're paying that one time. That's why it's a 20 is your constant. So that means that your cost depends on your hours, again, because we know that the hours is my input right there, per hour. So there's a couple ways that you can think about that. And of course, your cost that you rent is not going to change unless you have the longer hours. Now in this graph, this part little breaks right there, what that represents is from 0 to 60 is 60, 60 to 80 is not 60, from 60 to 80 it's 20. So the 80 to 100 is 20. So these are going in groups of 20, but this first one did not. So that's why that little page break is there. So we're going to represent this linear equation with the graph. So we want to make our table. So this is what we've been practicing. So we don't have any negatives over here because there's not negative hours. So we could do 0. I'm going to do 2. And let's just do 4 to change it up instead of just doing 0, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3. So you can use any ordered pairs in this, but again, time is not negative hours, so it's either 0 hours or more than 0. So we're going to use our equation, C equals 40H plus 20. So H is really my X, so I'm going to replace that right here, and Y is really my cost, just so it helps us out. But again, X and Y is our ordered pairs, so that's why if you want to leave, I guess I could have left X and Y there just to help us out. So I'm going to input, what is my cost going to be as my output when my input is 0? So 40 times 0 is 0, 0 plus 20 is 20. So even with you not going anywhere for that rowboat just yet, it's still going to be, or canoe, I guess we should call it, canoe rental, it's still going to cost you that $20 security deposit. So $20 first, and then every hour after that, it's going to be $40 per hour. So when X is 0, Y is 20, so we could say it's somewhere like right there. Okay, so let's see when X, or my hours in this case, is 2. 40H plus 20. So what this represents is after 2 hours, how much have you spent? Well, it's $40 per hour, so 40 times 2 hours is 80, and 80 plus 20 is 100. So you're going to spend $100 for rowing that canoe for 2 hours. So when X is 2, Y is 100. Okay? And then we're going to see one more time. We always want to try and do at least 3 ordered pairs just to give us a real good visual representation of what that graph is going to look like. So we're going to substitute when X is 4. So $40 per hour, and I've rented that canoe for 4 hours. 40 times 4 is 160. And then I add my 20 to get to 180. So when H is my X, my input value, independent variable, or my input, my Y, or my output, my cost in this situation is 80. And then we're going to graph that. Something along those lines. Get that little dot right there. Okay? So that's my linear equation for this description. So represent this linear equation with the graph. We've done that part. So part B is how much money would it cost to rent a boat for 8 hours? So using my equation, C equals 40H plus 20. 8 hours is my input, so cost depends on my hours. So 8 hours is what I'm going to substitute in. So 40 times 8, or 8 groups of 40, think of that as 4 times 8, it's 32. And then put the 0 back, that's how I would do that mental math. Okay, and then 320 plus 20 is 340. So how much money would it cost to rent a boat? Including the security deposit, it's going to be $340. Okay, now you're ready to practice those problems.